Hello audiophiles of the internet, and welcome back to Audio 46, your headphone destination. I'm Franco, and today we'll be taking a long-anticipated look at the ultra-hip, the ultra-cool, the ultra-stylish Sivga Phoenix. Let's talk headphones. Already establishing themselves as a powerful player in the headphone game after just over 10 years of experience in the audio industry, Sivga is one of the most exciting companies out there when it comes to creating headphones that look and sound great. Their most unique feature is also the one that's easiest to spot. Sivga's in-house team of craft people make their headphones, earbuds, and in-ear monitors from predominantly wooden elements. The Phoenix is no different, and it has a great design that starts as soon as you open the box, so let's take a look. When you first open it, the first thing you see is the gorgeous gray, silver colored 3D sketch of the headphones on the front. If you turn it slightly to either side in the light, you'll notice the subtle holographic pattern made up of different interlocking diamond shapes. The combination of this, along with more of the wood details, give the box a really interesting aesthetic combination of rustic and futuristic, which is a kind of perfect stylistic summary of the relationship between the look and the sound of the headphones. When you open the box, you'll see that what you get is just the hardshell carrying case that sits in this foam cutout on the bottom. The case is made from a really nice leather or faux leather type material, and the shape juts out around the ear cups and cuts back in around the headband, giving it a little bit of compactness, which nicely cuts down on the size a little bit, since these aren't foldable or collapsible. Inside the case, you have the headphones themselves and this brown and white drawstring bag, which almost seems to be channeling burlap, which is yet another nice aesthetic touch emphasizing the earthy nature of the design. When you open it up, you have your detachable cable, which is 1.6 meters long and has 3.5 millimeter connections. The cable is also covered with braided fabric to ensure durability and a long amount of use. As you can already tell, we are absolutely crazy about the design here, and this is an area that Sivga especially prides themselves on. The main structure of the headband here is made of black matte stainless steel, and the connections are an ultra-durable aviation-grade aluminum, all produced by CNC machining processes to ensure highest possible build integrity. The padding on the bottom of the headband is a very nice feeling imported suede that rests gently on the top of the head, and this ripple design of the padding here ensures that there is no pressure buildup even after long hours of listening. The yokes have slick-looking white Sivga logos on the bottom, and they feature a slight rotation mechanic that you can utilize if you so please. And finally, they also extend a bit longer to ensure that you can get a proper and comfortable fit. The earpad here is constructed in this kind of oblique shape that is wider at the bottom and thins out at the top, which is a design conceived by Sivga's in-house team to better fit over the ears and the face comfortably, as well as to create a tight seal for optimal sound quality. They are comprised of a high-protein leather on the inside, and the material that sits on the skin itself is a velvet fabric that feels very soft, light, and smooth. These feel snug and secure without creating any discomfort at all, and I had no problem wearing them on my head for a long, extended period of time. Now onto my personal favorite feature of the Phoenix, which is the sharp-looking zebra wood housing featured on the outside of these ear cups. I mean, what more do I have to say? The wood is put through a sophisticated process of carving, grinding, polishing, and painting that results in a finish on here that is striking and absolutely unique looking without being garish or tacky at all. The zebra wood is also said by Sivga to deliver some unique qualities in the sound resonance that ostensibly provide sonic nuances specific to their brand alone. The center of the ear cup features this open back grill, which is made of a stainless steel and varnished in a deep black color and sits in this silver ring that rounds out the entire look quite nicely. Overall, the style of these might not be for everyone, but I personally found them to be one of the most interesting looking sets of cans that has come across my review desk. Now, just because there's been such care taken with the design does not mean that there's been any skimping on the tech side of the Phoenix, which is quite sophisticated in its own right. These come with a 50mm dynamic driver outfitted with a 3mm thick high-performance magnet. The coil is made from a special copper-clad aluminum wire to ensure high sensitivity and dynamic performance without sacrificing transparent and bright sound. And finally, these also feature Sivga's unique ultra-thin polycarbonate diaphragm, which safeguards against easy deformation as well as adds new dimension to the listening experience. So, it's fair to say that these perform excellently in the design and comfort areas, but what about the sound? The achievement here with the sound quality of these headphones is the excellent bass retrieval, especially considering that these are an open back headphone. If a song has a heavy bass instrument or rumble, the Sivga Phoenix is going to be able to reproduce that with a high amount of accuracy and body. I took a listen to DNA by Kendrick Lamar in these, and the big bass hits on the downbeat that form the backbone of the track each have a distinct sense of attack, decay, and discernible pitch and timbre. The bass response here is excellent, and all without being an explicitly bass-emphasized headphone. so it's not going to sacrifice clarity to make every track into a skull rattler. The mids have a nice forward presence here that will bring vocals to the front of the mix with a nice amount of brightness and resonance. I took a listen to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, and her power and bell-like resonance sounds wonderfully rich and expansive in these headphones. If you're a classic rock fan, then crunchy guitars and roaring organs will also have a really warm and satisfying sheen to them in these that is especially satisfying for vintage recordings in this genre. The highs here are bright and distinct without becoming overly loud or piercing as you increase the volume. I would say that they remain very crisp and clear with a lot of detail, but never truly crossing over into a territory that I would say is especially sparkly or shimmery. Regardless, it's still very well balanced and sits very pleasantly and naturally in the overall sonic picture. I queued up the Bill Evans Trio recording of Autumn Leaves, and his piano, which hovers in the higher octave keys, sounds very pleasant and clear without becoming whiny or burdensome on the ear, despite the fast notes and the hard attacks. As far as soundstage, I can confidently say that the Sivga Phoenix is in the absolute top tier when it comes to headphones that are in this price range. The open back provides a fairly spacious and dynamic sonic palette, and there's a great amount of separation and directionality from all instrument parts, especially in simpler mixes. As things get more complex and polyphonic, the amount of space will naturally tend to shrink and get more compact. But there's still a great amount of detail to be perceived here. It won't provide the ocean of expanse that something valued at 2 or 3 times the price will, but it is truly superior in terms of what it does offer for this value. I do have to say that this all does come with a caveat, however. With an impedance of 32 ohms, these can be powered directly by your smartphone or your portable player, but in this reviewer's humble opinion, to do this would be to cut down a little bit on some of the qualities that I just praised so much. When I listened to these without an amp, the sound signature lost a little bit of emphasis in the high and low end, and the body of the bass frequencies were there, but much more distant than before. The mid frequencies still sounded rich, and you can absolutely still get some imaging and detail, but much less so than if you pair with a decent amp. For a casual listener, plug and play may work just fine, but if you really want to get these up to audiophile quality, then you're going to want to make sure you have an external way to power them. The Sivga Phoenix is a gorgeous headphone that absolutely blows away most of its competition when it comes to its price to performance ratio. This open back set of cans offers deep bass, rich detail, and a robust ability for imaging and sound staging that is miles ahead of any other headphone in this same price point. They may not be for you if you don't like the earthy design or want something a bit more flat and analytic to use as a reference type headphone. Have any questions or comments about the Sivga Phoenix, or just want to tell us what you think of them? Then drop us a line in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video from our channel. And feel free to check out the rest of our blogs over at audio46.com, or come into our brick and mortar store on 46th Street in New York City to try these out for yourself. I'm Franco with Audio 46, your headphone destination. See you soon.